In this video, I'll show you how to make an Ed Hardy dress because it's cute. Okay, so some things you're going to need in order to start the dress are a pair of heavy-duty scissors, measuring tape, a white colored pencil, and these clothing pins, stick pins, or bobby pins. And yeah, make sure you clean them all up and don't leave them on anywhere, or you'll step on them. Okay, now find a fitted dress, preferably a tube dress. It doesn't have to be one, but just make sure it's a dress that fits you the best, really snug. I'm using my short IMG dress because it just fits me perfectly. Make sure you have your shirt, your Ed Hardy shirt. You can get this from, a thrift store or a store online. Somewhere like Depop, people resell Ed Hardy shirts, so you can find one there. Make sure it's a big Ed Hardy shirt. Depending on your size, I'm a size small, so I'm got an extra large Ed Hardy shirt just so I know I'll have enough space to work with. And so depending on your size, you just want to get at least two to three sizes bigger than your actual size, just so you have enough space to work with. So here I'm just showing you I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to lay my dress, where I want the main design to be, and that's basically the front right there. That's going to be the front part of the dress where this Ed Hardy skull design. So I guess here I'm just trying to get it all straight and laid out. Think about how long or short you want the dress to be. My shirt I got is pretty big, so I'll have enough length at the bottom, and if I want it shorter, I can definitely cut it shorter. Okay, so now you want to get your fitted dress and place it over where your design's going to be for your dress. So here I'm just trying to make sure it's in the middle because that's going to be the main part of my design, and I want to make sure I include the Ed Hardy symbol at the top. I'm not going to get everything, the whole design on my dress, but that's fine. I'll get most of it. And you're going to want to trace around the dress basically with your white colored pencil. You're just going to trace around it. Also, one more thing, think about the back because Ed Hardy shirts have that lettering on the back. So I'm going to try and place my dress as high as I can to try and include the Ed Hardy symbol on the back. It may be a little hard because it's super high up on this shirt. You could always get creative and if you really wanted the whole symbol on the back, you could cut it out and then sew it on the back later. There's ways to do that. It's pretty easy. So here, though, I'm just going to try my best to fit it all there. Now with your measuring tape, you are going to measure about an inch outside from the dress. So like I said, you're going to trace an outline, just tracing the dress, but do it an inch apart as I'm showing here with my finger, because you don't want to trace the actual size of the dress exactly, because you need to think about when you sew it and you need space to sew. So always go out about an inch from the actual outline of the dress and trace an inch out, and just trace along the dress, like I said, so you have space to sew. Okay, so once you've traced the outline of the dress, you're gonna want to cut it out. So I already traced it with my white color pencil, so now you'll see I'm just going to cut along the white line that I made. Okay, so now you're going to cut off the bottom of the dress. So I'm going to give it about 2 inches of space from the actual tube dress I'm using to trace, and just cut a straight line across. I'm eyeballing it here a bit, but you're just thinking about the length of it and how long you want it. So I'm going to make it long enough, and then you're going to do it at the top as well. Trying to make sure to include the Ed Hardy symbol. You're just going to go straight across. And I'll try to include the back Ed Hardy symbol as best as I can. So here I'm just going to move it down a bit and just cut straight across. You can eyeball it or use your pencil and just do your best. So that's what I'm doing here. And now that it's all cut out, I'm just going to put a mark on what's the front and what's the back. It's pretty obvious here because I know my Ed Hardy symbol is going to be on the front. So here I'm just writing on the inside of the dress what's the front and the back. Now I'm going to flip the dress inside out so that I believe it's called the kissing size, right side's kissing. Basically, the two designs, you want them to kiss. So I'm trying my best to show you here. The part where my designs are, I'm going to meet them up because this is how you're going to sew it. You're going to sew it basically inside out. That way when you put it on, you don't see the stitching. So you're basically sewing it inside out. Basically flip it inside out. And you're going to sew along both sides of the dress. Okay, but before you sew it, it'll be a good idea just to pin the sides together with these pin things I don't know the name of. So make sure your dress is lined up, and yeah, I don't know what I was doing there, but yeah, make sure the dress is lined up, and you're going to pin the sides. As you pin the sides, make sure to leave some space. I leave about 1 inch of space as I go down the sides. Now once all the sides are pinned, just the 2 sides, of course leave the top and bottom open. That's where you're going to sew along, where you put your pins. Now finally to the sewing machine. Here you see I have my measuring tape, and I'm just measuring 1/2 inch because I'm going to sew 1/2 inch. I think before I said put the pins 1 inch, but I put them 1/2 inch actually. So I'm going to sew along where I put my pins, which is 1/2 inch from the edge of the dress. So here I'm just measuring that. Okay, so once you get it under there, you can start sewing. Just go along the pins. Make sure you do a back stitch to start off with, as I'm doing here. So you see my hands blocking the camera. I'm just doing a back stitch. And then keep going just along the pins. Be careful not to sew the pins. Make sure you take them out as you go carefully and put them safely away so you do not drop them and step on them, because don't do that. And just keep going, sewing along the pins. I believe my setting, which I'll show later for my sewing machine, I am doing a zigzag stitch just because this fabric is a little stretchy. So I've learned that you should do a zigzag if you have stretchy fabric. So that's what I'm going to do, and it's been working so far. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so here I'm just showing you the sewing machine. It's a Singer heavy duty sewing machine, and you'll see here that I have it set on the length at 2, and I did a zigzag stitch, as you'll see right here. So here is our complete Ed Hardy dress. You'll see I'll stretch it at the top a little just to give that folded look at the top. And yeah. And here is the dress. It fits like a glove, and I'm ready to go to Starbucks. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like and comment below if you enjoyed it. Thanks.